You're watching the Rebel Scum podcast.
You are always scum. Rebel Scum.
From odds making to list rankings, we've got you covered. And don't forget to join us on Patreon for early access and exclusive content. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
Brock,
Hello.
be with me.
Like, romantically? Wait, does that mean I'm a Force Ghost? Oh, wait, is that a spoiler? Are we spoiling? Can we do spoilers now?
No spoiling! This
No
is episode
spoiling.
146, the no spoiler show. Although I'm guessing everybody that watches this will have seen it already. We did our spoiler. We did a 20-minute non-spoiler and a hour. It was supposed to be a 20-minute showing total. It ended up being an hour and like 15 minutes. Look, we both like this movie a lot, and we were talking about it. We're going to talk about it a bit today. We'll warn everybody when there are spoilers, though.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Spoiler, no spoiling.
Hold on, I'm looking at graphics. We both enjoyed the movie. We can say that without it. I'm seeing it again today. Probably when this is up, I'll be in the theater watching it one more time.
Nice.
But I am curious to see it because I'm seeing it with a 7-year-old kid.
Oh, the best.
Right? So I was talking to some friends, and our friend Aaron Quinton, good friend of the show,
Yes.
Aaron Quinton, he saw it with his 5-year-old boy, Noah. And and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Noah absolutely loved the movie. Loved it. And it's like, great. That's like, because I was talking to him, and he loved Rise, and we loved it. And then he's like, I'm taking Noah tomorrow. So we're talking Thursday. And I was like, oh, well, like, he's like, this is the test. Like, if he likes it, mission accomplished, right? And the 5-year-old loved it, so I'm going with the 7-year-old. Can't wait to see what he thinks of the movie. Because really, yeah, that's your goal, is pleasing the kids who will buy the action figures that don't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like I always love hearing people's feedback on this stuff. Like, you have your nephew Evan. Are you planning on taking him at some point?
Yeah, I'm going to take him. I'm going to definitely take him eventually. Probably after Christmas, I'll take him. His birthday is the 30th of December.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe the weekend coming up.
That works out great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And like you've done the episode with him where you talk about Star Wars, I believe, and like
and the trailer. I won't go into spoilers, but he says things in the trailer that he like got his hopes up that I think in the movie, like seeing his reaction to those moments in the movie are really exciting for me. And also I think Christmas Day, him and my niece Emery, they do an unboxing of the mystery box figures.
Oh, fun.
And it's only like 2 minutes long, but it's for Christmas, it's a nice, adorable little thing that we recorded like 2 months ago. But it'll be up on Christmas Day because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I do plan on taking him because he's actually, I might even take my 12-year-old niece and Emery, my 7-year-old niece, because I think they'd both dig it. Because I think the 12-year-old, she'd really be into Rey in this movie.
Yeah.
Like really.
Yeah, and
Rey.
it's not. I shouldn't genderify this movie. It's for everybody. So
Yes.
It's like, yeah, but just I know Evan gets really excited about Star Wars, so that's why I mentioned him. One thing I know I've brought up on this podcast before when we talk about this topic, our friend Dwayne has a nephew named Caleb.
Yes.
He first saw Force Awakens. He was like enamored with like Darth Vader, even though, I guess Kylo Ren, but like I know he had a Darth Vader costume, but he was talking about like Kylo Ren is like, he's like, and then he's talking to Darth Vader's mask, and then he's gonna say, I'm going to finish what you started, and it's just like, that is the wonder of Star Wars, where it's like that kind of maybe throwaway line is like means so much to one of them. Is like, it's great.
Yeah,
it's gonna finish what he started.
Yeah, it's Star Wars is something different to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And kids, it captures their imagination.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about Star Wars a little bit. It is Christmas week this week. This is
Merry
146. Christmas is coming up. We have some stuff planned for Christmas. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, there are videos planned. So enjoy those. And I got some stuff to show you, Brock. Check these out. Rob gave me these for Christmas last year. and I haven't even I put them away for a year because they're Christmas related. But check these out. They're Funko Pop Christmas.
These are so good.
Should I take them out of the package?
Yeah, they're not gonna be collectible. I mean, everything is collectible.
In fairness, I had to. He couldn't get me all of them. He couldn't get me Chewie, so I got Chewie for $3.33.
Oh, that's a great $3.33. You should play the lottery.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. It was $3.33 Canadian, so that's like a dime American. Get out of here!
Adding to the pile of empty boxes.
Usually, there's actually it's funny. Vader. I can't unbox them all. It's gonna take too much time. But anyway, these are they'll all come out of the box and I'll put them up and they'll be on Monday's live stream or something. But yeah, they're all here. There's Yoda, baby Yoda. No, that's just regular Yoda. R2D2 and
that one's good.
I'm falling apart. And Chewie.
Falling apart, Lisa. Yeah, I have that
Chewie,
one.
though.
That one's my favorite.
I didn't hear what you said, but you have Chewie. I know that.
I said it was great.
And I also got. Have you seen my tiny Death Star?
Yeah, I love your devotion to that game. Like
it's dead too. I can't even. Oh, I spilled coffee. I can't even play it. That's the best part. But no, this was a $5 Friday.
What was the original game called?
Tiny Tower.
Tiny Tower. Yeah.
But yeah, I love Tiny Death Star. When I saw this, Erin was like, "We have too many mugs," and I said, "But you know what it is?" And she was like, "Ugh." But I hope they revive it.
You pack that away with your decoration so that she can't get
exactly.
Rid of it.
That's
there you go.
I got her a Grinch one that says, "This is my resting Grinch face." And she was like, she liked the front of it because it has the Grinch, but the Grinch is like 3D out of it. It's funny. And then she was like, "Stop buying mugs!" And I was like, "You don't tell me what to do. I'll buy what I want."
That's the problem. Mugs, man. You can.
Oh, there's two. Yeah, I can't buy anymore. But I mean, Tiny Death Star was kind of sealed the deal for me.
Yeah, I mean that's so rare to find that. Like, don't you have a shirt too? Like,
yeah. But this mug actually is not that rare to find. I think it's new. Like, it's weird. It's
interesting.
But yeah, I have the shirt. I have the mug now. The game I can't play because when I got new stuff, I had to re-download it.
Oh.
And if it's still on your phone, if you haven't like deleted the app, you can still access it according to Andrew Fantasia. But if you get a new phone or a new iPad or tablet or whatever, you can't access it anymore. It's like, this doesn't exist.
Okay.
And I'm like, you've ruined Christmas.
That's weird. You think it would live on, but whatever.
I think when Disney bought, I think they shut it down. I think that was part of the shutdown. So with Christmas coming, are you looking forward to any Star Wars paraphernalia over the holidays? Being a mid 30-year-old male, are there any?
Well, we were just talking about the Black Series Commander Greed that the Silver Snail in downtown Toronto has.
And I also unboxed this.
That would be great because I love collecting. I don't know if you can see it in the my stormtroopers are all here. I'm gonna have to rearrange this whole place because.
Yeah.
The feng shui is off, James. The feng shui.
I'm gonna move your camera over so people can see the stormtroopers behind you.
I was just thinking because we were showing, so I was like, we should do a crib style episode where you get to see the behind the scenes of Rebel Scum Podcast. Yo, what up, scumbags? This is my crib. This is where the magic happens. Whoa. That's the flight of fancy my mind went on.
That's your life right there.
Boom. What are we talking about?
Did you get tickets for Rise of Skywalker unboxing day?
No, I was thinking about that last night. It's just a matter of what time we're gonna go with my parents because they're like, we are going. I'm like, ugh. But I'm excited. Also, I enjoy going to the old movie theater. Well, not old movie theater. It's been there for a while. In St. Catharines, where I grew up. It's reminiscent. It doesn't look anything like it used to, but whatever.
Yeah. I was going to see, remember, Captain Marvel many moons ago in that crappy movie theater in the town near where I live. Yeah. Never got to. I still haven't been to a movie there, and I'm like, Rise might be the one. Might have to go see Tron there. Like, can you imagine? I see it like today. I think it's Ultra AVX or whatever. And we saw a VIP the first time. The next time I see it is on like a 13-inch screen with the projector blowing. By the way, my biggest fear for Thursday night was that the bulb was gonna burn out halfway through the movie. I was like, it's gotta happen.
That would be on the news. And actually, there was another news story. I was almost going to put it, but it's kind of rough, but it's interesting. A screening for Rebel Scum podcast.
Yep.
Rise of Skywalker in Vancouver, in Canada. And I apologize for the behavior of this gentleman, but apparently a fist fight broke out during Rise of Skywalker because this gentleman got really annoyed that people were on their phones, and the person beside him just happened to look at his phone briefly, because apparently it was like he was with his wife and it was their first like night out since having their first child, and he was just checking if he got an alert and he was like, is it the babysitter? Looked at it briefly, but apparently this guy was already at his peak and went full dark side on him and punched him right in the kisser. So yeah, if you're going to the movies, folks, relax.
That doesn't surprise me about Vancouver and their rioting.
Whoa.
Wow. My sister and her fiance live in Vancouver, and they just arrived last night back into Ontario. It was my dad's birthday yesterday, like we said. So they're back for Christmas, and I'll have to put up with all their Vancouver stories in a couple of days when I see them for Christmas. Vancouver is actually, it aside from the rioting and fist fighting in theaters, it's a very
one time.
No, all the time, Brock. It's a lovely
all
place.
The time.
It's a lovely place. But I mean, Ryan Reynolds is from there, which kind of
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I mean, they shoot. I went to a pub for lunch, and it was all Riverdale stuff everywhere. And I was like I know they shot, and they were like, "This is where they eat," and I was like, "Okay, can I get a beer?"
I know your sister, but like in my head when you said she's like, oh, she's gonna be talking about Vancouver, it's like she would never do this because she's not that kind of person. But I just hear her like, oh yeah, this is how we do it in the Couve. The Couve.
No, but my dad keeps referring to it as another country. It's like, welcome back to Canada.
It's like, we eat vegan now. It's like, why did you have an issue with meat? It's like, no, I'm from the Couve.
The Couve. She only drinks Starbucks and craft beer. That's it.
Yeah.
By the way, great craft beer in Vancouver.
Oh.
And there's really great craft beer everywhere. We should do a beer trip. Anyway, back to Star Wars. So anyway, look, we're going to get into Rise of Skywalker in a little bit. But before we get into that, we need to talk about now what? Now what?
What'd you say?
Now what?
Now what?
Now what? Kathleen Kennedy is announcing a new director in January for possibly movies coming out in 2022. Possibly. They haven't said that's not happening anymore. Do you think it's a good idea for them to keep the November 2022 date or December 2022 date? Or should they just be like, let's wait till we have something?
I don't care because I know they're going to make something. Like, it's Star Wars. It makes money. You put Star Wars on stuff and you buy a Darth Vader light thing.
Oh, you can't even see it.
That you can't even see, but you'll spend money because it says Star Wars on it. And I know Christmas lights and movies are two different things, but it's a moneymaker. But I don't need a date. I think though it's good when they have a date because it gives those people that are like, yeah, Star Wars is failing. Like, give them the date, whatever they need, and whatevs. Plus, it gives us something to talk about. But it doesn't matter to me because I know they're gonna make it. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if they have a Disney Plus streaming service now, they have to continue to make stuff. It's not just films. Like,
well, that's the thing. Is it going to? You know what I've been seeing a lot on the social meds, the social meds. That's what they call it in Vancouver. The socials.
The media socials.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Like, we refer to it as. It's people that love The Last Jedi are like, yeah, Star Wars every year, and now all of a sudden these people don't like The Rise of Skywalker, and they're like, I'm okay with the wait. It's like, stop being selfish on your Star Wars, people.
Yep.
Like, we're getting, like you've said this a million times, we're getting so much content now. It's going to be impossible to like every ounce of it. So shut up. Like what you like, don't like what you don't like. I'm not saying you have to like everything. I'm not going to like everything. I wasn't crazy about an episode and a half of The Mandalorian. I didn't hate it, but I was like, yeah. And that was all of them. No, just, you know, there's, and you know, Last Jedi has some problems. Force Awakens has, I think, even more problems. Rise of Skywalker is flawless in execution. They all have problems. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going in there. Like, I'm sick of seeing, like, it's flawed, but I really like it.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why do you have to say, like, why can't you just like, nobody went to an Avengers movie and went, it was flawed, but I really liked it. It had
true.
like, it had some parts that weren't that good, but I really liked it. No, I mean, I did, because I hate the space dogs. But not one person was like, yeah, you know what? I mean, there were some moments that were slow, but all in all, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Why is Star Wars this unique thing where we have to like
Yeah.
I said this before, the insecurities. It's like being a Canadian, being a Star Wars fan. These little stop being insecure in your fandom. Just like embrace it. Wear a stupid t-shirt. What's like? Look at your shirt, Brock. Show it. Yeah, there you go. I think that's on the screen. That just embrace it. Have fun with it. It's Star Wars. You know, like it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
We're not here. You know, I didn't really like. Fine. Look, Raptors are. Some people like them. Some people don't. That's great. You can't like. I was impressed they put Ewoks back in it only because the reason why I don't think we can get Jabba again is just the technology's weird. Like we're at this place where will it look like? See, the Mandalorian's kind of doing it with blurgs and stuff, right? Where we're like, oh, that like it's good, but it's bad. I don't think they could get away with that in the movies because the technology is so much higher.
It's funny though. Like you think that would be easy because I'm sure the Jabba puppet exists in some kind of form. And I would argue, and I brought it up on our review episode, the puppetry. On Rise of Skywalker is like, oh, so great. But those are all small things. Mm-hmm.
I saw a review of that where they're like, we need to acknowledge the puppetry and the graphics in this film. Like nobody is, and you're right. Yeah. It's masterful.
That's what, and graphics set. That's what I was saying too. Like George Lucas, this is what he's been dreaming of for years. And it's like, yeah, I miss the way he in the original one, like the models, right? That has a look to it too, but like, look at what you can achieve in the first 20 minutes of Rise of Skywalker. It's just so great. Like visually, it's like wow. But yeah, what were we even talking about? We were talking about you did the voice. You were doing a lot of things, but like you doing the voice.
Like who? What is next for Star Wars? That's really what we gotta talk about. Let's just talk about what's next for Star Wars because. Like these movies are coming out regardless. Mm-hmm. Disney Plus is there regardless. We're gonna get Disney Plus content, and we're gonna get these movies. These movies have to be events, though. Like you said on our review, what other movie gets us to get 11, 12 people together out to go see a movie, right? So we need that. Like, what is that going to be in? But do you have any directors in mind that you think Kathleen Kennedy will be announcing? Anybody that comes to mind?
I mean, Rian Johnson. Like, put him in there. Whatever you feel about Last Jedi, he made a movie. It didn't look like garbage. It looked good. But I mean, somehow maybe go to the Favreau well somehow. Like, perhaps Taika Waititi can make Deborah Chow is killing it. Like, the last episode 7 of Mandalorian was fantastic. And
probably, I would say, for me personally, the best of them all.
Yeah. It's a huge cliffhanger and just wow. But yeah, but maybe not even directors that we've seen already. Like when I say pull from the Favreau, well, it's like pull from the director that actually is invested in this. And no slam against anyone that directs Star Wars and might not be a Star Wars fan, but I think that's crucial because like you have to have a clear image of what you want. I was listening to Kevin Smith's podcast, and he had gone to the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker premiere in Hollywood, and like he hasn't watched Mandalorian because he's been doing that new movie, so he's waiting for the last episode to come out next week, and he's just gonna watch it all. But he talked to Jon Favreau, and he's like, "Man, I haven't watched it. I'm excited to, but I can't avoid Baby Yoda. Like, who thought that up?" And like Jon Favreau's like, "I did," and he's like, "What?" Like, so. Love or hate Baby Yoda, and we still haven't even developed the character
love
yet.
Or hate Baby Yoda?
Well, yeah, I know. Hey, man, we're living in a world where there's just as many haters and lovers. It's just
nobody hates Baby Yoda.
No, I know.
No.
But you gotta step back.
No.
Are you talking about people watching The Mandalorian, or are you talking about people that are loving the Baby Yoda meme? And I think that's where we're getting that confused.
No, Baby Yoda.
I'll take it back. I'll apologize. I love
Brock,
Baby Yoda. I love
no
everything
one
about
slams Baby. If someone slams Baby Yoda, I will go Mandalorian on their
James,
ass.
do not start a fight at Christmas.
Don't start Baby Yoda trashing.
But do you get what I mean? Like, it's like,
no, I know, yeah.
everyone's embracing it, but not everyone's watching the show. They're just like, oh, the memes with Baby Yoda, where it's like, when you find out there's chalky milk in the refrigerator.
God, it's so stupid. It's so dumb.
When they're making mac and cheese, and it's the one where he's like looking around a corner.
But so I saw a thing with Favreau where he's like, the reason why he chose Baby Yoda was because so little's known about that species.
Yeah. Oh, no.
To your point, somebody who knows Star Wars is going to know that aspect of it, right? And that's how you pick that kind of creature. You don't just pick something. I mean, you could pick a Plo Koon, baby Plo Koon. It would not be nearly as cute.
You know what? Give Dave Filoni a chance at something real. I think that is coming down like the tunnel, I suppose, but like he did great. Yeah. And he's an X-wing pilot, so
he is, yeah. They all are. You know, I think they are setting something up with Favreau, Filoni, and Rejwan. Something going on there. They'll be like the big three. Deborah Chow, I think, is going to be a big player and everything as well.
Yeah.
She's doing the Obi-Wan series. I mean, if she wants to do more, right now it's like just put a truckload of cash to her door and drop it off. Yeah. But I got to go back to your Rian Johnson point. And we talked about this a little bit before, like, I don't know when, but like how Lucasfilm has been very reactionary with everything. It's like, Game of Thrones is popular. Let's get everybody hates the Rian Johnson movie, Game of Thrones, and everyone's like, ooh, Game of Thrones. Like they've been like that. Like, you know, Colin Trevorrow is fired. Get Rian Johnson. We'll get J.J. Abrams. Everybody like Force Awakens. Like they're very much like that. And then, you know, and it almost feels calculated in that The Last Jedi comes out, splits the fandom or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, but J.J. Abrams is back, and everybody's like, oh, it's J.J. Abrams. He's gonna save Star Wars once again. Right. Let's rely on J.J. Abrams. And the movie comes, and you and I love it, and you know, and whatever. But then like, you know, people are like, well, it's not as good as The Last Jedi, and it's almost making people appreciate The Last Jedi in a lot of ways. Which, by the way, you and I mentioned this before. It definitely uses The Last Jedi to its advantage in a positive way, and it doesn't retcon The Last Jedi. It just kind of takes it and moves story-wise on for it. Anyway. Yeah. But now people are appreciating, I think, more The Last Jedi and seeing it. And that, to me, is a good stepping stone to be like, well, remember that movie The Last Jedi? We've got that guy coming back, and he's going to oversee 2022, 2024, and 2026.
Yeah. It's like, I'm curious how people have reacted to Knives Out, because I think it's doing fairly well. Yeah. I saw it. I liked it. I want to rewatch it, actually. I'm
dying
so
to
it's
see
just
it.
like, yeah, it's just like, well, so he's okay when he does his own thing, but when he does that thing you love since you were a kid, like that's the problem. It's like we're all guilty of it. Like even I says like I liked Rise of the Skywalker, but I didn't get this part, which is fine. And like let's have a conversation about that. But it's like we grew up with these things, and it's the first time you discovered Star Wars for like our generation. It's like a huge part if you liked it, right? So obviously it's hard to watch this stuff and you're like, you want to go. We go as a group because when you see that Lucasfilm logo come up, you get goosebumps. So like everyone wants that hit, and it's like we're crack addicts and we're looking for a hit of nostalgia, like. But you know what? Like moving forward, and not to jump off it, but like moving forward, it's like the next movie. Like, yes, you can put Star Wars on it, and people are like, "Oh, I'll go check it out." But we are getting to a point where there's so much stuff, so that might not work anymore. I think what would be an interesting move is get an unknown director or whatever, someone that can prove they love Star Wars, but then do something like Cloverfield, where like 10 Cloverfield Lane, no one knew it had any relation to, or like I don't even think anyone knew it was coming out. It was like, here it is.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And like just drop it and like it'll be like, oh my god, this is Star Wars. Like in the first 30 minutes, you figure it out. I mean, that's gonna be trickier, right? Because Star Wars has a specific look, so you're like Star Wars. I don't know. I think that could be the next move, but
I would be down for that. I don't think they would pull that off though, because
no, it's they're too big of a franchise.
I'm losing my headphones. I'm losing my headphones. This Yoda hat was a mistake.
But yeah, like Lucasfilm, I think needs to stop being so reactionary. But it's a business, so I get it. Like, kind of have to pivot. I think I wish it wasn't so public when they made these choices, right? Because it's like, everyone like has to critique them on little things. People get fired all the time. People change their minds on things all the time. Like that's why I'm meaning with like, do they stick with the November 2022 date? Who cares? Like it's.
Well, look, I'm at the point now where I need just give me more. I said this. I think our very first show 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
When am I going to get tired of Star Wars? And I will tell you this much. And I've said this before. When the Last Jedi came out, and I saw those comments, and now when this movie comes out and I see those comments, that's when I start to get more tired of Star Wars and watching these damn movies and TV shows.
Yeah. I agree.
It's like just like. I love talking about it, and if we disagree on something, that's fine. But shut up, man. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. You don't have to tell me why I'm wrong all the time.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I'm not wrong in my own opinion.
Yeah.
You're not wrong in yours. No one is wrong in it. Like, it's an opinion. That's what it is.
Go continue. Yeah. Like, it's just reactionary. It's so weird. Like, I don't know what your experience with reading people's comments on stuff is like. I don't really know the explanation. Like, what is it you don't like about it? They're like, oh, there's too many laughs. I'm like, but there's funny parts in it. Like C-3PO and Babu Frick are like. I found myself laughing at a lot of different parts, not because it were hilarious or absurd. It was just like, oh, I get this. I'm like, but like, you know, like the Avengers are funny and they're still a good movie. Like if it wasn't fun, if Star Wars wasn't fun, it'd be all kind of just depressing. Like, I have to save the day. Like that's a little depressing at points, right?
Yeah, like I said, I think people don't. My dog's barking. People don't know what. Like Star Wars is something. See, the Avengers has no nostalgia. It's 10 years. Yeah. So maybe the 10-year-old who's 20 now has nostalgia. But the thing is, because it's so constant, I don't even know if it can have nostalgia because it's never gone away. Where Star Wars continues to go away, and when it goes away, we're introduced to new myth and lore in the universe and new experiences. So then you have the movies, and you know I was brought in from the toys, and then you have comics and video games and the books and the new books and the other books and this cartoon series, that cartoon series, animated series. You have all these different aspects of it, and everybody's introduced to it through a different time. Then you have the prequels, and then you have the sequels, and the people that came in with the prequels aren't nostalgic for the sequels, and the people that came in from the sequels, they don't, they might not. Some of them. And this is not a knock. They might not even care about the prequels because they're in it for the sequels. And I said this yesterday. It's like these are three. As much as it's 9 films, they are 3 separate trilogies, because that's how they were made. Yeah. And so everybody comes in at a different point, in a different way, and I think that's something that is lost on. And that's the flaw of Star Wars is no one likes Star Wars.
No, that's what it feels like. You kind of want to be like C-3PO and just have your memory reset, so everything is new again. Spoilers, sorry.
Well, that happens at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoilers for Revenge.
He's a robot. He can be rebooted. I just don't get it. I don't want to engage someone that's just like, this is pure garbage. And I've seen a bunch of people that I know on a personal basis.
I saw your post. You mentioned it to me yesterday, and I saw it, I think, last night or this morning, and I was like, ugh.
And I wasn't going to engage, but then I wrote back to a bunch of people. And I had a good conversation with one person. who loves it. He was actually his comment didn't make sense to me, and then he's just like, "Oh, I didn't like the kiss at the end." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, that's fair." I didn't really like it either.
Spoilers.
But it worked. Oh yeah, spoilers.
I
Just go watch. Stop. Sorry. Everyone, stop this podcast and go see Rise of Skywalker. Because come on. Okay, continue.
I didn't mind that, but I thought the way it happened was a little bit. That of all the a lot of people saying the movie's rushed. I didn't find it was that. Like I would have cut 10 minutes out of it. I've already said this, but I would have cut 10 minutes out of the movie. But that part I actually would have made a little bit longer. Not the act, but getting to it, I would have probably just a little bit longer. But I didn't feel like I don't know. I thought it anyway, we'll talk about that later. That was the part though that you could see. People are either going to be like, ugh, or like, I mean, that's really it, and it is what it is. But
I kind of wish we could have watched it in a regular theater, not a VIP, because I feel like the VIP theater people are a little bit more reserved. People react to the movies, but you know what I mean. Like with a larger group of people, I feel like there's more of a reaction. Like usually, like there's an applause right when the crawl starts, sort of thing, and that didn't really happen in our theater. Which again, it's okay, and I think because people on the VIP theater just want to like, I'm here to relax. I'm not.
And they're all drinking their beers in 19.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Oh, I had a nice shock top. Very nice shock top.
Nice.
Large popcorn, which I devoured by the time they got to Pisana. I was like, oh, I'm out of my popcorn. Aaron had a small though, so I got to indulge in that. Nice. I was like, we're not sharing popcorn tonight. You get your own. I still want a large. That's why. Well, I was, but like you said though, it was like the same crap happened after Last Jedi with the Rise of Skywalker, and let's just move on, man. Let's just enjoy Star Wars, have a good time. You didn't like Rise of Skywalker, that sucks. But no one's really raining on my parade about it. Some people are saying, I was disappointed. I'm like, that's fair. You could be disappointed in a movie. I don't like. Yeah. Like I've been disappointed in a lot of movies. I like.
Go ahead.
No, go on. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. It's embarrassing.
I'm interested to see if there's any change in box office after everyone was like, we are not going to see the next Star Wars. I think that hit Solo pretty hard, but like, I want to see if people are living up to what they said, where it's like, oh, I'm not going to go see the next movie, because that is truly what should happen. If you don't like it, do not go see this movie. If you're so thrown by Last Jedi, don't go see this movie. Absolutely. And then they'll get the message, and maybe they'll give you your Star Wars that you can't vocalize properly.
I heard like Thursday was 40 million or something. Hold on. Rise of Skywalker. Let's just type it in. Ready? Box office. I do it on my computer, but this bright light is like really making it hard for me to see anything. I'm squinting. I see that we've been on for 30 minutes. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker brought in 40 million at its Thursday preview screenings. That's the 5th best performance of all time. The movie is projected to earn between 75 million and 200 million this weekend. Visit Business Insider's homepage for more stories. Thanks, Business Insider. Let's see, cap off Disney's incredible. Okay, that's 23 hours ago. So I guess Friday numbers. We're recording this early Saturday. Everybody should know. So Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is supposed to flop at the box office. Business Insider. Here we go, Brock. Do you trust Business Insider? I don't.
Don't know. Unless they sponsor us, and then we trust.
Hold on. In China, you know what? When you cut off the words "in China" on Google, that's clickbait at its finest. Bravo.
Oh yeah.
They all flop in China.
But it's like the Star Wars or just movies in general, because like isn't that like the foreign market or the foreign box office is getting bigger and more
well, they need China. Like that's not. I'm not saying they don't, but no Star Wars movies performed well.
Yeah.
There. Okay, here we go. So this is now Yahoo Finance. You got to go to these finance places. Rise of Skywalker brings in 44 million in first night, reports Deadline. Disney Star Wars Skywalker debuted. This is from Jennifer Shanker, by the way. Jennifer Shanker, great journalist. Rise of Skywalker debuted at the box office on Thursday and is breaking records. The movie has so far brought in $40 million in U.S. and Canada. I like it when they put us in there. See the insecurities of Canadians. According to the Walt Disney Company estimates, making it the 5th highest debut of all time. The film was on track to be another big hit for Disney after a successful year. I think this is a billion-dollar movie worldwide all day long, says Paul Derjabadian, Comscore senior media analyst on YFAAM. Rise of Skywalker is the third and likely last film in the installment of the Star Wars saga. That's worded incorrectly. And this guy says he believes the film is bound to be as successful as all the other movies in the trilogy. The previous Star Wars installment, of course, Force Awakens, was a phenomenon because of that meant the first blah, 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 blah. Last Jedi made $1.3 billion. I think this is right in the sweet spot. Sweet spot for Star Wars, more in line with Last Jedi, which was no slouch, $200 million opening, and went on to make over $1 billion at the global box office. Disney released a number of box office hits in 2019, including anyway. So they're thinking it's $1 billion. My projection for it, not that I'm an analyst or anything, was $1.5 billion. It was going to make $1.5 billion. I'll stand by that for now. I will say it is curious. I think a lot of people are saying they liked it better the second time, and again, it's the expectations going in. When you go in with the and look. This is how I felt after Rogue One and whatnot. People are like, "Oh, the beginning's jarring. It's jarring. It's jarring." It's because you are, and the anticipation is there, and it's going from here to here to here to here. And I thought Last Jedi was the same, where the beginning was do. I still maintain Force Awakens has the best flow of the sequel trilogy. That being said, it's my third favorite of the sequel trilogy. There's a lot of fun. I'm not saying. I mean, they're all number one, but like,
yeah.
I just think when you go in and you know what you're expecting, the expectations are not there. Expectations in any aspect are not there.
Yeah.
And so you go in and you just watch it for what it is, and you know what you're getting, and you know what you're getting into, and you can see things in a different way. And every time you watch a movie, you see it from a different perspective anyway.
Yeah. From a certain point of view. I'm excited to see it again. And again, it's like, that's the funny thing about this franchise. People see it multiple times, even if they're like on the fence if they like it. Like, that says a lot. So, like, if you truly are upset with Star Wars, don't go see it. Because I don't know, I'm trying to be like, oh, you get out of here. I'm just saying, like, if you want to make a point, stop watching it. You can't buy a ticket, complain, and think you're gonna make a difference because you're buying a ticket. You're adding to their success. So whatever. So
I'm curious how this does and what the box office of this does. Like let's say this falls short of $1 billion. Do they do the 2022 maybe. Or do they do 2022 with a smaller budget? Like, I'm curious about that. I'm really curious to see how that plays
out. I don't try to understand the movie biz. That's what we call it, the biz. Because I'm currently working on a TV show, film studio. I'm just putting something in there from where I work, like a first set, and just following how their schedules work. And like, they're like, okay, we might need you here, here, and here, and here just to be on site. And it's like, well, when will you know? It's like, oh, we don't know. I'm like, it's the film industry is crazy. And they're like, it's like, well, this looks good, but it might not work with our cameras. It's like, oh, what do we do then? It's like, at this point, we're just going to go with it and we'll fix it in post. Like the cliche, fix it in post. And it's like, oh, wow.
It's legit.
And what I've put in is because what they already shot what my equipment is supposed to be there for. They've already shot it and they scrapped the whole thing. Like, apparently they've even like rewritten parts of the scene. It's not just the equipment failure. It's like something about it. So they're reshooting. And I'm like, wow, this is wild. But I mean, it's good for people who work in the industry because it keeps them in work the whole time. So anyways, that was a long way of saying the movie industry, what a crazy thing it is.
We'll go to some odds.
Just do it. I didn't even read the rundown.
Well, the odds might have some spoilers, so careful.
Why are you still watching if you haven't seen the movie? Go see the movie.
Not everyone's seen it. All right. This is Never Tell Me the Odds is brought to us by Patreon. Brock, who are our Patreon subscribers?
Oh, God. I don't even have it ready, so you have to start.
Heidi Feder, Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Christine Allison, Mary Christinathan, Jeff Wilson, Aaron Quinton, Al Schuler, Phil Staniforth, Austin Schur, Scott D, Andy Higgins, Josh Price, Mason Hope.
Come on.
Matt, I'll just keep going. Matt W, Tony Costa,
Okay, I got it.
Rural Farm Boy,
Frank Perkins, Sooner Thrawn, Neil Lowry, D. Raven Spencer, FN1189, Matt Dallas, DJ Blake, Gleek Play, Jana Rubio, Charlotte, Kayla Davis, and Den of Nerds. James, have you found out how Josh feels about this movie?
Yep. He absolutely loves The Rise of Skywalker.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
No, I'm being serious. He absolutely loves it.
Good.
And he read all the
That's
leaks, and he was like, the leaks are terrible.
Yeah.
He's like, I still feel like the movie's going to be good, but he's like, the leaks are terrible. I was like, I don't understand it. And I was talking to Al Schuler, and he was like, if I read all the leaks, then I think it's going to be terrible.
I like to think on the eve of seeing the movie, Josh was visited by 3 different ghosts.
Yes.
No.
Well, Kylo Ren is Ebenezer Scrooge. We went through this, and it played out maybe that way in the movie. But these odds do have some spoilers. You can see spoilers. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on Patreon. It's been a fun ride. We're going to keep going. We got some cool plans coming up in 2021, including Full Brock. We don't know what that means. Here we go. The odds of a new film series focusing on Finn. Not Disney Plus. Film.
I'd be in for it. It'd be cool. But I thought he's done. John Boyega. So
Yeah,
it makes
but
me...
I mean, if Disney pulls up...
If we,
with
in a
check,
perfect world where it could happen, I could just say 75%. I think he's a good actor, and I think you could do a lot of fun stuff with him because he's like the everyman in that movie. He's not really good at everything, but he grows. You know what I mean?
Oh, he grows. He grows big time. And he grew in a way that I wasn't necessarily hoping he would. But when it happened, I actually was pretty much all in on. I was like, okay, I like this. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was handled very well.
He kind of like runs into trouble. So he's very much
he yells
the Han
Rey
Solo
lot,
character.
He yells Rey quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 29%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go low. I would love it, but I don't think he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that, like you said, he's done. I thought his character was nice. Everybody's going on, what was he going to ask Rey? It's like, it's not the point.
Perfect.
J.J. Abrams did answer that question, apparently.
Really?
Yes, at like a meet and greet or Q&A or something. And I can't remember. I could show the article.
JJ.
I saw it like in a brief passing, and apparently he just said that he was going to tell her that he is force sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which, I mean...
But, yeah, go ahead.
But people are saying, why wouldn't they just put that in the movie? And if that is what he was saying, it's like, why didn't they just put that in the movie, I guess?
Well, they kind of did at the end, sort of.
Yeah, they teased it. That's a good point. I'm seeing it again today. I'm really excited. Also, apparently, I got to say this. After our review, I've gotten messages from everyone. Shout out to Al and Aaron, who who got me first on this one. There is no incest mentioned in The Rise of Skywalker. It was Palpatine's son and some woman.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I thought
daughter.
that'd be a little weird.
I did too, but when I heard it, I thought they said Palpatine's daughter. And so...
But just sort of proves it's like all that part of it that is just so fast. And you're like, what?
It's very fast, and because they show images, it's like, and you're trying to see everything. So I'm gonna see it again. Really pay attention to that part. But they were like, at one point, I think it was Al was like, wait a minute, you're wrong. He was like, you're wrong. I'm gonna pay attention to that tonight to double check. It's like, because it also is kind of like the villainous thing to do.
Yeah.
You two will have my granddaughter who will take over the galaxy. Spoilers, galaxy.
Yeah, because like I was thinking about it, is like if they finally verify that he created Anakin and Shmi through the Force, like why wouldn't he do that with his own progeny? So who knows? I don't know. It doesn't seem far fetched, I guess.
Not at all. Although I don't think they're going with him creating Anakin anymore. I think. I really think that line by Anakin as a Force Ghost really kind of set it off. Again, spoilers. Odds of a Disney Plus series about Oshi the Jedi Hunter. I think his name was Oshi. I didn't even Google it. I think his name's Oshi.
Yeah. That would be great.
I kind of wish he looked like an Inquisitor, though. Wouldn't it have been cool to see a live-action Inquisitor? Which he essentially is, but it would have been awesome.
But yeah, do you think we could do a series just on Palpatine Son and that sort of what was happening during that era? But like, how do we place that? Like when, like Rey is what, like 6 or 7 when they leave her on Jakku. Yeah. So she's probably in her 20s in Force Awakens. So there's about a 15-year gap.
She's 19 in The Force Awakens.
19, okay. Yes, that's right. So there's like, I'm not good at math. So 10-year gap, 12-year gap. When does he have his son? Is he Emperor already? I guess like, because they look about in their 30s in that scene when they drop her off in Jakku.
Yeah, I would say he was Emperor when he had him. Wait, no.
That would be still during the Clone Wars, no?
Yeah, he would have to have him when he was Chancellor or something, I would suspect.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense.
Is his son born, I guess is the question, prior to getting his face all zapped to a prune? I would think so. Anyways, if anyone has some feedback on it, please comment in the comments below, because I would love to know. Yeah, but yeah, maybe we could do a series on that. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to really pay attention to that whole sequence.
See it again. James, I've got it. James. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
We do a series. Maybe it's animation. Maybe it's a comic. Maybe it's Disney Plus. Luke and Lando going on this mission.
Yes.
And that's how you get that information in, because then I would assume Luke has met Palpatine's son. So that's how you fit it in. I've solved it, James. It's a Christmas beer. Podcast
Kathleen
over.
Kennedy, KK, give Brock a call. His phone number is
1-800 Scumbags. Me and my writing partner James will gladly come to you.
We got this. And my odd of that are full Brock. I don't think they're going to, but it's so perfect.
It's perfect. A cool character.
Yeah, so perfect. And our final odd today, a very Christmas odd. This is a shout out to Heidi Feder, who I know she's going 100% on this one. The odds of a holiday special on Disney Plus in 2020.
They absolutely need to do this. It's going to be super corny because it's like you have to sort of figure out what does Christmas mean in Star Wars. Are you going to still call it Life Day?
It's canon in Mandalorian.
So is Life Day their Christmas, or is it Life Day just an important thing in the Wookiee calendar? I don't know. But they absolutely need to do like a Christmas theme. Just put them on Hoth, or there's another snow planet that I was reading.
Star Killer Base. Put them on Star
Killer Base. Oh. It can be corny as all, but like it's a like most Christmas movies are corny. Come on, let's get the Hallmark has made an industry out of it. I want this to happen. I don't know if it'll happen next year. I'm going to go high. 95% this needs to happen. Just do it. It's fun.
I'm also 95% because if they don't make it happen, I will make it happen, and I will upload it to Disney Plus myself.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. You got some news?
Oh, you know it. It's
Hollow News.
Christmas edition.
Hollow News is the Christmas Hollow News.
There's nothing Christmas related about this. Big news. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. I don't know if you knew this. There's a new Star Wars movie. And currently, as I look at it on my computer, critics are putting it on Rotten Tomatoes at 57%, but audience are saying 86%, which is interesting in comparison to Last Jedi at a 91 for critics currently. I don't know what it was at this point of the run of the movie. And 43% by audience. What a flip-flop. Can you people just decide what you like? Critics and audience together. And it makes sense. Like, Last Jedi is an interesting film because it takes specific chances. But anyways, whatever. I can understand why critics maybe not like it. It's like, oh, it seems like a rehash. But who cares? The movie's out. Go see it. Let us know what you think. And if you're going to see it, this is a perfect segue. If you're going to see it, please, 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 go see it in the theaters, because there is a huge scam going around on the internet, apparently reported by Kaspersky, that they found over 30 fraudulent websites and social media profiles disguised as the official movie accounts that promised to show free copies of the films. They found 65 malicious online files that will just completely screw up your computer and your life, I think. So, I know people are out there torrenting, using Android box, whatever. Just do it safely, and I'm sure you know what you're doing. It is what it is. This is the world we live in. Some people just don't feel like going outside. Totally fine, but just be careful. Overall, they have reported 285,103 attempts to infect 37,772 users seeking to watch the new Star Wars movie in 2019, which is a 10% rise since last year with for files that target Star Wars fans. So it's up. They're coming for you. Also, we don't have a lot of this in Canada, but 40X apparently the Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker it's their 132nd film that CJ4D3 Plex has created for the 40X theaters for you though people that don't know what 40X is. It's a full film experience where you've seen the seats that rumble, but there's like a sensory thing to it. So if there's something burning, you smell burning, or if they're in the kitchen, you smell cooking. If it snows or rains, you get misted. So you have a full experience. Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker will be in 40X, and it is promised to be a great experience. So if you have a chance to go to 40X, I believe there's one in Toronto, and I will hunt this down, James, because I think it would be worth going to see in 40X.
100%.
I think there's also have you heard of this theater? I forget what it's called, Theater X or something like that, where like the screens go all the way around, so you get extra content. Yeah. I don't know if we have that here, but yeah, great stuff, great stuff. Check it out. All the reasons to go see Last of the Skywalker, Rise of the Jedi, in theaters, because it's just better. Just do it. Also, the Empire Ascendant came out in comics, so we got cool new stories, kind of bringing us into the Empire Strikes Back era. Return of Shara Bay and Kes Dameron, so that was fun. But very exciting coming up. The Empire Strikes Back version will be coming out in January, I believe, where we'll continue with the ongoing Star Wars. So this will be right after Empire Strikes Back, which is going to be fun because this is kind of the Shadows of the Empire era that we are used to. So we're going to see if we're retcon. Dash Rendar back. I don't know. But it's going to be interesting to have a Star Wars series with no Han because he is currently frozen in carbonite. And there's something else. I can't remember what it was. There's some exciting. Hey, there's exciting stuff happening in comics. Go check it out at your local comic book store. And this has been your Hollow News, the last one for 2019, I think. Are we going to do one more before 2019?
What?
Are we doing one more before the end of 2019?
We got to make it fit.
Okay, it's the penultimate Hollow News.
Hollow News. One more for the decade, Brock. One more.
This is the moment where I fix my chair. I am crouching again.
I just turned off my camera. There we go. I'm back. All right, top 5. This was the hardest top 5 to come up with. Top 5 characters in the Skywalker Saga. Spoiler alert, I don't have Luke on my top 5, so probably just lost a bunch of subscribers. This was really hard because I kept writing and I was like, Number 5, Kylo Ren.
Oh, wow.
I think he's a great character.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not higher than top 5 because there are so many great characters in this. And when I went into Force Awakens, he was my favorite. When I came out, Finn was my favorite. Finn is not on my top 5. But Kylo Ren after the Rise of Skywalker, brilliant.
You know what? I was going to have Kylo on there, so I'll do him number 5 as well because he's the new kid in town, so he's got to stand in line.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantastic. I really like Adam Driver as an actor, so it's like anything with him in it is just always great. So, and the I'm really looking forward to this Rise of Kylo Ren because I think there's some interesting stuff going to happen in it. So yes, Kylo Ren.
My number 4 is probably my real number 1, but R2-D2. I know he didn't do much in the sequel trilogy. He did a little bit, but he had moments. Not in Force Awakens, he was just a waste. But in Last Jedi, the moment with Luke, the callback to A New Hope, and in Rise of Skywalker, that moment with Leia, just two great, powerful moments, I think, for the whole saga, and he's barely in them, and he still has two of the most powerful moments in the new trilogy. But I mean, obviously, the prequels and the original trilogy, he's just the sound of R2-D2 reminds me of Star Wars. Sure, that's nostalgia, but this is my top 5 list, and I can do what I want.
Yeah. My number 4, I want to pick a droid too. I'm gonna go BB-8. I think he's really interesting, and he could be the fun new thing. And like I guess it's no different from R2. It's like you don't really understand what he's saying, but you kind of understand what he's saying. Yeah. And maybe it's unfair to pick BB-8 because he's made now. It's like what he can do is there's a larger range of stuff. I mean, they made R2 more. He was not more interesting, but like he could do a lot more stuff in the prequels because now he can like be in a jetpack and now he can do this and that. But I like what they can do with BB-8 so far. So yeah, I'm gonna go BB-8.
This was the hardest list ever. Like I don't have people on this list, and I'm like, true story. When this goes up later, Brock, this top 5 will change.
Oh, probably.
So everybody on Twitter is doing like the rankings, like Twitter's like trending rankings for Star Wars movies. So I did it yesterday and today. Different list both days, by the way. Whatever. Number 3, Rey. Surprisingly, she wouldn't even have been near my top 20 like a year ago, but now she's number 3 on my list because I thought, and it's not just the Rise of Skywalker. It's now all 3 of them combined and watching what she's going through. Now, and the whole retconning thing again, but you see, because of who she ends up being, Luke knowing that, and her interaction with Luke in Last Jedi, I just think it enhances it. And yeah, so Rey, all around Rey.
My number 3, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, Clone Wars really and the prequels really added to his character, and I'm very, very excited for this live action TV series. Like, oof.
Yeah, he's not on my list. Number he was. It was hard because look. Also, Rise of Skywalker, the sequel trilogy is so fresh to me right now that Kylo and Rey are there. Obi-Wan is amazing, but Obi-Wan, I'm not going to count part of the Skywalker Saga because he's going to get his own thing.
Well, I got spoilers for you, James. None of the OG Rebel crew is on my list, so there. Boom.
Oh, well,
that's
number 2 is Wedge. No, number 2, Han Solo. He was my number 1 for years, but it's Han Solo. I love Han Solo. I thought, I liked his movie. But aside from that, obviously the original trilogy, obviously Force Awakens, and spoiler alert, once again, Rise of Skywalker. Brilliant moment, I thought, in that movie to relive his last moment once again. Anyway, Han Solo.
My number 2, Anakin Skywalker. I guess you could throw Darth Vader in there too, but I really think the character as they fleshed him out in the sequels, and then just his journey his journey as Vader through the originals, and then like his legacy in the sequels is like, it's an interesting character. The comics are really, really great too, that really add to it. But yeah, Anakin Skywalker. Boom.
My number 1, Anakin / Vader. I know they're technically different, but they're the same. So I'm going with Anakin / Vader. Absolutely my favorite character. And I really wanted Anakin in Rise of Skywalker. We got something else, but it's still, for me, oddly enough, satisfied me in a way. There was an acknowledgement, I thought. The line of dialogue that you hear, I think, is really what kind of made me at peace with Anakin not being there. Yeah, if that makes sense. I really I thought that worked out well. So I go Anakin. Vader is my favorite Star Wars character.
Did you see the final list of who the Jedi were in that scene?
No. Was I right on any of them?
Yeah, you were right on most of it. And you even said like there's other voices I just couldn't recognize because it happened so fast. So Frank Oz, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I believe
Alec Guinness was there too.
Alec Guinness
and
Ray. Ewan McGregor. Yeah. It's like I like how I just referred to him as Obi-Wan. Yeah. You froze again. Still there?
Yeah, you're good. Don't say that line just right after that line.
Okay. Yeah, I confused the two. So then Hayden Christensen, Samuel L. Jackson, Freddie Prinze Jr., Ashley Eccleston, and then Sam Witwer, but they don't know what character he's supposed to be.
Nice. Okay.
And Olivia d'Abo, who did Luminara.
Luminara. All right.
I think I got them all.
Awesome. So, I can't wait to see it again. Yeah, I heard. I heard most of those. Obviously, there were a couple that I didn't recognize, and obviously some that I probably just didn't even pick up on because I was like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
No Liam Neeson? Was I wrong on Liam Neeson?
Oh shit.
Maybe I just wanted to hear Liam Neeson.
I think he's in there. I should have. If you search the voices, it'll come up. All right, there's articles on it already.
Of course.
So my number one. I lied a little bit, James. I'm sorry. It's Christmas. I lied to you. I said none of the original. Damn it! How did you know? Oh, Chewbacca, number one with a bowcaster bullet. This is my favorite. If you're asking me what's my favorite character in Skywalker, I have a shelf with Chewbacca. They even point at the right side.
Dude, this is broken.
Oh, it's a Christmas failure.
I have to glue it now. I gotta get my Gorilla Glue. You ever use Gorilla Glue?
No, but I know what it is.
Dude, it's freaking like, if you want to glue something.
Oh, yeah.
Is this supposed to be broken? Yeah, it's not supposed to be broken. Is it broken? Did yours come in pieces?
No. Did the gun come off?
Oh, no. Yeah, this is broken. Oh, man.
That's why it was $3.33.
Yeah, I can glue it. That's not a big deal. It's plastic. Chewie for the win. I saw your reaction when something almost happens to him in the movie. I know. Aaron started to cry. It was amazing. This is episode 146.
Wow.
You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and YouTube.
Yeah. Check us out.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up because my internet's freezing. Brock!
Yeah?
You were always scum.
Rebel scum. Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.